Well, that's not helping. What you doing? Hey, here you are. This is my boy. This is Inky. He's my bud. My best friend. He's got a little bit of schmutz on him. What you get? What you get? A little bit of a poof. Yeah, you got a poof. Yes, you did. And Inky is 12, going on 13. Got him about 2008, and he was a kitten. He was a goofy little kitten with a big head. Now he's just a handsome boy. My handsome, slinky black kitten. Yeah. He is one of the most well-behaved cats that I think anyone's ever been honored to give a forever home. He doesn't pick at furniture. He doesn't beg for food. He doesn't knock things down. He's just a very, very good cat. He doesn't really meow. He just kind of moves his mouth. One thing you probably don't know about domestic cats is that the only reason why they meow is for our benefit. Their vocalizations are generally not heard by humans. And when they became well, there he goes. When they became involved with humans, at the beginning, in order to get what they want from us, they realized that we were big, dumb, and kind of deaf. So they realized they had to make vocalizations to get what they wanted. And that's why they meow. Let's see. Can you talk? You have anything to say? Normally, he just kind of moves his mouth and doesn't really meow. Sometimes he meows, but he's really super quiet. In case you couldn't tell, he's just kind of slinky, and he's just a sweetheart. Yeah. And I figured, maybe you might want to see him. Who doesn't like kitties? Well, a lot of people don't like kitties. Madness, I tell you, because cats are the best. All right, now he's off. Now let's get down to business. Okay. The business of Saber. Whoop, turned off the wrong light. That's the light we need on. Okay. So, the one thing I wanted to talk about is Saberforge. So, I sent Saberforge 2 of my sabers. I sent them the 2 Champion Edition sabers that I have that are done busted. I sent them my Redeemer and Nova, and they're both Champion Edition. And here's the thing. They probably had the sabers about 3 weeks. And they had written to me and asked me about, they had said that something about getting the repairs done, approximate cost, and do you want to do it, and blah, 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 blah. And I wrote back to them, and then I said, yes, by all means, for that amount, I'll do it. And they, it took them about, maybe 4 or 5 days to get back to me, and they finally emailed me tonight, and they said, $70 to repair both of them, plus shipping. And here's an invoice, because I had said, I want to do it, so they sent me an invoice, and it's paid, and I get a confirmation. They'll go right into repairs, and they'll give me an email notification when it is done. So, whatever you want to say about Saberforge's customer service, so far, ever since the holidays were over, I've had nothing but, I give them glowing marks. Now, that being said, Ultra Sabers is lights out. They just simply don't care. They don't care. I mean, the last thing I heard was the general letter from whatever the owner's name is, Emery or whatever his name is, saying that everyone will get an email and they'll get back to them all and blah 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 blah. It's bullshit. They just They just don't. It's lights out. So, uh, yeah, I don't think I'm buying directly from Ultra Sabers ever again. But Saber Forge, I actually went on to. I had to buy a new blade, a new 32-inch thin neck V2 Infinity blade for my Redeemer that I will be getting back. And so I'm going to actually do a re-unboxing of two sabers, long dead. I've never reviewed my Redeemer. I don't think I did because it didn't last long enough for me to do that. I think I had started my channel after it had died. So, yeah, so I'm going to have a readmission into the ranks of my thin neck sabers. I'm really excited about that because the Redeemer is a beautiful saber. It's a big, clunky, heavy thing, but with a 32-inch blade, I think it's going to be pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to getting that back and reviewing it. And my Champion Tier Nova. I've never even heard the fonts that are equipped on it. I'm really excited. It's almost like getting two brand new sabers for $70. So thank you, Saber Forge. I love you guys. Saber Forge rocks. Anyway, so on to thing number 3. So this is my ROM Coda saber that I received today. And what I found out was the speaker was kind of held in here with a bit of a chassis attached to the battery. And I think because they needed to have the accelerometer kind of up here in order for the saber to be able to use swing functions, they kind of probably put the board in here somewhere. And then they connected everything and ran it down here. They kind of put a little bit of a plastic sheath around this to kind of around the little chassis that they had cobbled together to hold the speaker in place, but it just kind of moved around. So I don't know if you can see it. Well, you absolutely cannot see it, but I basically took some foam padding that I have from packing material that I kind of use for this sort of thing, and I just wrapped one layer around it. And then I just really carefully jammed it in there and whack, 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 not to damage the speaker. And then I had to shove it a little way so you get some distance from the speaker to the to this insert so that you get the full sound of the Pico Grumble. It's kind of jammed in there permanently. It can be removed with some effort. I don't really figure that I have to get in here because the battery is secure and I shouldn't have to replace it. It's got an 18650 battery and it has a kill key and a recharge port, so I should be pretty good to go. So I'm just going to sort of demonstrate the Pico Crumble and the colors, and you know the story. So I threw a 32-inch blade. It's just a custom Saber Shop show blade. I repurposed this from my Fallen Order saber temporarily. I know. The hilts are about the same length from my ROM Coda to my Fallen Order saber. They're both from custom diversions. They're about the same length. And yeah, so I still need a name for this saber. So come on, guys, what are you doing? Help me out. Help a bro out, okay? So they put this little rubber doobie on the end of that, and it doesn't work. So it's really hard to pull this out. So I find that what works best is to go, yeah. Now, you don't even really need it with the Pico Crumble because you can actually turn the Pico Crumble off by just holding it twice with the saber off. So anyway, here we go. If I can find the switch. There we go. So got on my ice blue. And it's not the loudest saber. Speaker's not bad. It's just not the loudest. You can hear the thrum. The thrum. I like the what do they call it? The hello, Winky. He's around my legs right now. He's being a very affectionate kitty tonight, which is why I decided to use to do this tonight. What do they call this? I don't know. I'm just gonna call it the thrum sound from the Pico Crumble Light is one of my favorites. I have this soundboard in one of my JQ sabers, like the very first one I got from them, and it's a delightful. Where are you? There you are. I don't want to squish you. All right. So, back to business. Nor do I want to thwack you, so I won't be spinning this too much. So in order to do color changing, you essentially have to turn the Saber completely off. The kill key does this, but getting there. And that signals it's off. Then you hold the button. You can't see me holding the button, but I'm holding it. So let's cycle through the colors. Light blue, less light blue, even less light blue. Kind of a, I don't know, I think this is kind of a, kind of an indigo. And kind of, I don't know, more indigo. Starting to get into whatever color that is. Yeah, fuchsia, red, really, really red, yellow, kind of a sickly greenish yellow, greenish, super green, and kind of less green, and yeah, so that's my color right there. So that's basically the colors, and lock it in. So I find that it can be a one-handed saber, obviously. But it really shines as a two-handed saber. Very much like the Fallen Order. I think for this saber, I might get a blade that has a, you know, even if it's just an ultra edge blade from Ultra Sabers. And here I am talking about ordering ultra edge blades, but I prefer not to get anything from Ultra Sabers right now. But I'd like to get a frosted blade. Other than the wonderful blades that Saber Trio offers. You know, the ultra edge blades are really one of the only ones that kind of has that kind of sanded finish that really makes the color pop. This is kind of a little bit underwhelming. I find that some of the colors aren't quite what they should be, but this particular color works all right. Anyway, that's the gist of that. And of course, I won't make you listen to that again. So put the kill key in. Battery is severed. It's going to last forever. I charged this thing today. So, you know, I'll probably be reviewing this thing pretty soon. But I'm 100% very, very happy with what I received. I might have done the pommel a little bit differently, and it is a little bit long, but you know, if you just commit to a, you know, kind of a two-handed attack, you're okay, and it's just light enough to kind of, you know, be wielded one-handed. Unfortunately, my arms, I get a little bit dead arms. Some of the work that I'm doing at work is just sort of, it's been a little bit exhausting lately. You know, just there's a lot of physical stuff, a lot of upper body. You know, for a printer, just kind of loading paper constantly, it starts to wear on you a little bit. But anyway, so that's pretty much the well, this video ended up longer than I thought it was going to be, but hopefully you enjoyed it. And yeah, so that'll do it for this edition of, you know, Talking to Moi. And hope everyone has a wonderful evening and a wonderful rest of the week. It's almost over. Hooray, weekend. We all need the weekend, don't we? So I'll be talking to you guys later. You take care now. Bye now.